Look, I want to have a bit of a serious conversation with you here today. Maybe it's going to be a different angle we'll go, but I think for the right person, it can make a massive impact in the way you view life, because today is a very interesting time where majority of the people are telling you to only think about yourself, not your parents, not your kids, not your peers, not your running mates, not anybody. Just think about yourself. And in the middle of the video, I'm going to show you something that's sitting on my lap right now that's worth around $700,000. Maybe it'll have a message for you, but let me get right into it. Look, there are three communities that are relying on you and I on the way we live our lives. What you do in your 70, 80, 90, 100 years of living impacts these three different communities. Let me go through each one of them. One of them are people who are no longer here with us. They are dead. The second one are the people that are here with you today. They're living. And the third one is people that are not here today because they're unborn. They may be born next year, 10 years from now, 100 years from now, but they're not here today. Let me go through each one of them. Why are dead people relying on you today? Let me explain to you. My last name is Bet David, right? My mother's last name is Bogosian. My mother's side came from Armenia, Yerevan. And when the whole Stalin-Lenin thing happened, and then the Armenian genocide took place and the Assyrian genocide took place with the Ottoman Empire, the Turkish Empire. 1.5 million Armenians were obviously gone through the genocide. So my family escaped with a lotka. They came down from Caspian Sea. Lotka means a boat. And they came to a city called Bandar Pahlavi, which is a northern part of Iran. And they stayed there. My dad's family escaped Iraq, which used to be Assyria. And they went and lived in Tehran. And then my mom and my dad met. And then boom, I'm born. I've never met my grandfather, for my dad's side. I've never met my great-great-grandparents. I don't know their story. I can't sit with them for them to tell me the amount of sacrifices they've made. I don't know what it was like trying to make sure your wife survived or your daughter doesn't get caught up by one of these soldiers. I don't know what that's like. I don't know that pain. I don't know the fear. I don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing you've seen so many of your families being dead. I don't know that, and we're very quick to forget the amount of sacrifices the people that are not here with us today made for the unborn, which is you and I. We were not born. I wasn't born yet. Why were they doing that for me? Because they were thinking about my father. And through my father, they were thinking about me. That means a lot to me. Should mean a lot to you. The second one is the people that are living today. A lot of people that are living today are relying on the way you and I live. The legacy, our example. This could be our parents. This could be our brother, sister. This doesn't mean we need to give everybody money and solve everybody's problems, but the way we live. Maybe it's our kids. Maybe it's, our people that we work with in the business. These are people that are counting on the way we live because they're going to tell the story or your legacy. And last but not least is the unborn. This could be your future kid. You may not have a kid right now. This could be your future granddaughter. This could be your future daughter-in-law. This could be somebody that's going to be your great son, who maybe one day is going to be a president or prime minister of some country. You don't know that, but it's the unborn. See, the dead, the living, the unborn, all three ought to matter to you and I. Why am I saying this to you? Why are we going on such a deep message today? You see, this card right here, they call it the Holy Grail of hockey cards. This is a Wayne Gretzky hockey card, 1979 OPG PSA 10. There's only 2 of these in the world. This sold in 2016. It sold for $464,000. The same exact one. Some tell me this is worth $700,000 today. Some tell me it's worth $600,000 today. But I have a buyer today that wants to pay $750 for this because he also owns the other one. Why is it so valuable? Let's talk about it. So Wayne Gretzky, first of all, the value of this thing relies on a few different things. Number one, there's only 2 of these cards in the world. Number two, the surface, the corners, the edges, the centering, all of that matters. Number 3 is what this guy did when nobody was watching. The Gretzky last name will forever be remembered for what this guy did during that 30 years of practice as a kid with his family, and then by himself. He was disciplined, and the kind of a teammate he was, the kind of a running mate he was, the kind of an individual he was on a team where he gave more assists than anybody else. He gave more goals for a team than anybody else. He made such an impact in Canada and in LA when he was here, to the point where somebody like me is willing to spend the kind of money to buy this card. Why? Let me explain why I'm going with this part again. See, it's very easy to live life and go through the typical 4 stages that we go through. Stage number 1 is survival. You try to make money so you can survive, pay the bills, expenses. And I know what it is to do that. I know what it is to be in that $49,000 and your Bank of America checking account says minus 743. That's why I kept all my statements till today. I kept every statement on my credit cards till today. I kept my Time Warner credit that I owed because the cable machine I didn't give back, I owed them $750 because of late fees. I kept everything today because it reminds me of this guy. Yes, I'm sitting in a $400,000 car. Yes, I've had all the different things. Yes, I'm, 15,000 square foot home, 3 stories, elevators. Yes, all of that stuff. And I love that stuff. I mean, I don't have any problem with that stuff that I have. That I'm not pitching that in a way of that must be the Almighty. But nothing is close to the legacy that's left for the people that are not here with me today. If I believe in the higher law of God, that one day I'm going to reunite with my great-grandfather that I never had a chance to speak to, my great-great-grandfather that I never had a chance to break bread with, and tell me, what kind of sacrifices you made for me to be who I am today? I get a lot of the credit today for Bet David, but I'm nobody without what you did. I may not even exist if you didn't take care of my dad because I'd never be born. What'd you do with my mom? For my mom, that was your granddaughter. I mean, I have so much. I want to have that conversation one day. I want to have the conversation with the people that I'm running with today to say, man, you can count on Pat. So one thing about Pat, if you're in business with Pat, that dude is somebody that I'd go to war with. That matters to me. To be a good teammate, to be a good leader, to be somebody that, so many of you guys pull me aside and you tell me things like, Pat, you don't even know the positive impact that's being made in the world. That matters, and it ought to matter to all of us. The impact. It's not for notoriety. It's to say that the world came way before me, and I'm just a small little speck. I'm going to come and I'm going to be gone. But I want to make sure that time that I have, I'm making impact. Same as you. And then the unborn. My kids are 7, 6, and 3. They don't have any kids right now. They're probably not going to have kids for a while. I think about my granddaughter and my grandson that God willing I'll have one day. I think about who my son's going to marry. My sons are going to marry. My daughter's going to marry. I think about those things. I think about society, America, that this has been handed to me today generationally. I want to hopefully make the country better and the world better with the influence I can so my son, my daughter, my kids can one day go enjoy it as well. I owe it to the next generation because this generation was given to me due to the prior generation. And it's getting better. It's a great time to be living today. So I told you this was a bit of a serious message today. See, one day people are going to walk over our tombstone, our grave, whatever you want to call it. They'll go to a funeral. And the family members that love us are going to be like, oh my gosh, we love this person. Then the people that we ran with will come and they'll say, wow, this guy was a great guy to be working with. This guy made an impact. Then there'll be strangers that'll show up that I've never met you before. But they'll say, man, this guy made an impact in my life and I've never even met him. And they'll cry because of the impact you make. There are many people like that. This man impacted my life. I've done that with many people. When I go to the cemetery and I see them and I sit there next to them, I never met you before. I'll say, I've never met you before. Man, thank you for your courage. Let me tell you something. Thank you. You inspire me. You inspire me even though you're not here. This is why the painting on my wall consists of everybody that's dead except for one person, and that's me. Dead people inspire me because they made an impact for our lives to be better. I told you this is a deeper talk, deeper message, but I hope you internalize it. Because one day someone's going to look back and they're going to ask you, you may not even be around. They're going to be grateful for the life you lived, or you'll be somebody that'll be remembered for 1 generation, 2 generations, and forgotten after that. For the right person listening to this and watching this, if that gave you the chills and it makes you think about the dead, the living, and the unborn, I certainly hope this inspires you to live life in a different way moving forward. Not just the rest of the year, the following year, the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, however old you are, for the rest of your life. I hope this makes you look at life in a completely different way. And I hope you have the courage to do something about it, because that's the toughest part. Having said that, if it's yes, comment below if you're fully committed to it. And if you haven't yet made that decision yet, maybe today's a good day for you to think about it a little bit. Having said that, have a killer week. Have a great rest of the month. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.